Hello, this is Ian with DC Digital, and today we are going to be showcasing our DC-25-OEM-Days Mountable Sign Green LED Digital Days Counter. So this is our standard OEM days counter, and what it's typically used for is to display the number of days that have gone by in the last 24 hours. So basically it increments a count every single day 24 hours have gone by. And how it will typically work is the client takes the OEM unit and then they insert it into their own custom product casing. So in other words, they take this whole unit and then they put it into their own custom casing for them to display the number of days that have gone by. So I'm going to showcase the functions of this unit and how it is meant to work. So this is one of our standard OEM units, and what differentiates this from our standard OEM units is that the LED digits are green. We usually have them red by default, but if the customer wants green LEDs, we can supply them with that. This unit also comes with 3 push buttons. As you can see here, these allow us to manually increment, decrement, or reset the number of days back to 0. So the first button right here increments or adds 1 count every time it is pressed down, or if it's pressed and held. That's the first button. The second button decrements or subtracts a count. And last but not least, the third button, which is the 0 reset button, resets everything back to 0. And I feel like I should remind you all that the display will increment by 1 according to the last time the button was pressed. So say the user presses the button 15 times and it displays 15, it will then add 1 more count every 24 hours according to the last button press. So going over the hardware aspect of this unit, it's very simple. It's just an aluminum black box, as you can see here. It's an aluminum black box enclosure with protective acrylic lenses that is green. Its display size is 2.3 inches that could be viewed up to a total of 120 feet. It has a total of 4 green digits that can count up to a total of 9,999 every 24 hours, or according to the number of times the push buttons have been pushed on. Its power type is a 12-volt power adapter with a AA battery backup case, which can be located right here. And this is in case the power goes off, and it can resort to using our AA alkaline batteries. For mounting, we have our nylon 6 to 32 machine screws on each corner, on each of the 4 corners. And last but not least, as I've shown before, we have our push button switches that can increment and decrement or reset the count back to 0. And as I've stated before, the count will always go up by 1 after 24 hours have gone by, and so on and so forth. So again, this is Ian with DC Digital, demonstrating our DC-25-OEM-Days Mountable Sign Green LED Digital Day Counter. Thanks for watching.